Hello everyone, hey, this is Ron Broussard with another First Call. This First Call is brought to you to help you stretch yourself and create the relationships that you deserve in every aspect of your life. And we are getting ready to start August. We have the rest of the year, about 4 to 5 months into the year, and I wanted to give you some small keys and some small tools to help you make that final push towards the end of the year. I know you have some goals that you probably want to accomplish and achieve, and if you've already achieved those goals, I congratulate you. If you haven't achieved those goals, then we need to look at some things. We need to take a step back and see what are those small things that you're not doing in order for you to accomplish those goals. The first thing that I would want you to do is stretch your standards. That's right, stretch your standards. And the first thing you need to do when you stretch your standards, first of all, is to have a stretch check. And I got that off of the NBA Finals when they was playing, and Miami, they was always talking about Miami was having a heat check. And the heat check is when the player is shooting his jump shot, and he's trying to find out if he can be able to hit his mark and be consistent in hitting his mark. So that's the same thing that you have to do. And this is going to be a stretch check just to see if you have hit your mark. If you haven't hit your mark, then you have to raise your standards. Raise your standards and then change those rituals that are around your standards. For example, a perfect example that I can give you is that I work out. I have a ritual that I do every day when I get up. I get up around 4 o'clock in the morning. I pray, I meditate, I get my mind in the mindset. You see, I said I get myself in the mindset of starting and going out there to go work out. Then I put on my clothes, go work out, come back. The rest of the day, I feel great about it because I did what I needed to do to fill my soul, to fill my spirit in order for me to better serve and to be able to give to others. So you have to back up those standards that you're going to have, stretch those standards with some rituals that you have. A perfect example, again, is a person that doesn't work out. What do? Well, it's probably the first thing that they do. They probably roll in bed a couple of times, right? Roll over, hit the snooze button, and sleep for another 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Then they lazily get up and go on down to Starbucks and have a super mocha, apple, triple cappuccino, or whatever they have. And then they start their day. So the first thing you'll need to do is just think about something in your passion that you enjoy doing and find those rituals that you do to do those consistent things consistently. And then understand that those little things that you do in those rituals add up to those big things. I like to go back to the NBA Finals, and everybody was talking about LeBron James, and they said how they didn't like LeBron James, they didn't like his style, and they thought all kind of different ways about the man as a player, not as a person, because no one has actually met him. So what I did was I went on YouTube and I looked up LeBron James and his workout. And in his workout, I seen some amazing things. One of the things that I learned about him is that those big shots that he made in the NBA Finals were the same shots that he made in practice. So those little things add up to those big things. And more importantly, people are rewarded in public for what they do and practice in private. And that's evident because he won the NBA Finals. Now, the great thing about that was him and Kevin Durant had the same standards. They stretched their standards, and they was not going to accept nothing less than what they do. Understand, becoming great, it just don't come to you. You have to pursue it. And every day demand something more, little steps, something more from what you're doing to accomplish those goals. Now, if you have a vision and you're not backing it up by setting those standards, stretching yourself and setting those standards and having those rituals behind it, to give that action behind those goals that you have and those standards that you have, then stop lying to yourself. Stop doing it. Get you a 9 to 5. Because you're only lying to yourself. You're only lying to yourself. So with that being said, I have 5 questions that I want to give you so that you can look within yourself and do that little values clarification on what you want to do and help you push towards the end of this new year. End of this year, so that you can start the new year off maybe with this goal accomplished or closer to that goal. Remember, every little step adds up to big things. Just like in success, In failure, it's the same thing. If you don't want to push yourself, if you don't want to give yourself that extra effort, if you don't want to do the things that you need to do, those little bitty things add up to those big things. And then when those big things come down on you and they happen, you're like, whoa, what happened? And you want to blame the circumstances when you ought to blame those actions that you had, those little bitty actions behind that made that happen. Those little bitty failures when you didn't do what you were supposed to do that caused that big calamity to happen. So with that being said, first thing you have to do is ask yourself this first question is, what have you been avoiding? What have you been avoiding to do? I can use myself as a perfect example. I love coaching my clients. I love coaching my students and my clients, and I have different clients with different people. But one of the things that I hate doing and that I try to avoid doing is doing the paperwork behind it and sending it to my client, letting them know, hey, I mentored this person and this is going on. And I found out that that's what I have to do, but I avoid it. So I force myself or I push myself through it, because once it's done, it's done. I don't have to worry about it again, probably for another month or another 2 weeks or whatever. So find out, what are you or what have you been avoiding? That's the first thing. The second thing is, what should you be doing? Think of one thing that you should be doing towards those goals that you want to achieve. Very important. I always say one thing. And the reason why I say that is because when I talk to my clients, I usually go through a values clarification. I find out what they want to do and then how we're going to achieve it. And then I break it all the way down. I chunk it down into that first step. Okay, what's the first thing that we need to do? And then we focus on this. And don't overwhelm yourself with the big picture. When you overwhelm yourself with the big picture, you get frustrated and then you end up giving up. The second thing is, who do you want to reconnect with? Very important. There may be some people that was in your life that brought some value and some meaning into your life that you may need to reconnect with. If it's in your family, who do you want to reconnect with in your family and friends? Who are those people that you want to surround yourself around that's going to be able to lift you up? Those people are very important in your life. They give you that mindset, or they give you that state of where you do feel like you can accomplish those things. If you understand what I'm saying, is that state. They give you that state, that feeling like when you've accomplished something. Think back to a time when you have accomplished something. Who was around you? Who surrounded you? Who picked you up? Who are those haters that was whispering behind your back that you proved them wrong? Need those too. Now, the next question is to think of 5 action steps, 5 simple action steps that you can accomplish in whatever goals that you're striving to accomplish from now until the end of this year. Very important. 5 simple steps. Because if you look at it and you take those 5 simple steps and you go from there, you can accomplish that goal easier instead of looking at the big picture and saying, hey man, I'm not even where I'm supposed to be. I don't know what I'm going to do. Usually 9 times out of 10, when people get frustrated, it's because they're looking at the big picture and they're not looking at those smaller steps that they need to do to accomplish those goals. Then they get frustrated and then they give up. And then the last thing that I want to talk to you about is, why haven't you invested in yourself? And now, investing in yourself does not mean, hey, look, it's a harmless pitch for me saying, hey, look, I would love for me to be your mentor. No, it's not that. Why haven't you invested in yourself? By getting an extra book, by surrounding yourself by somebody who's doing the same thing that you're doing, by networking with people that's going to help you and lift you within the light, by you bringing value to their business as well as them bringing value to yours. Why are you not investing in yourself? Getting books are a great way for you to invest in yourself. Listening to audios and CDs is a great way for you to invest in yourself. But more importantly, surrounding yourself around some people who's going to lift you. Somebody that you can find as a mentor who's going to push you, who's going to take you to that next level is very important. One of the things that I did, I had some downtime and I took a class. I took a training certification to train the trainer. Because you know why? I want to learn more of how a person responds to a presentation or responds to a training or responds to a seminar that I give, so that I can give more value into the seminars and the presentations that I give. That's how I invest in myself, trying to find little bitty things that's going to help me enhance that whole stretch yourself experience that I want people to have. I want them to walk away with tangible items that they'll be able to push themselves and stretch their standards and change their rituals and take everything to the next level. So with that being said, I hope you take these keys to heart. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to see my website or visit my website. It's www.stretchyourself.org. Or you can email me, or I'm on every social media site. You can hit me up and ask me some questions. And hey, let's do a 1-hour consultation. One thing that I do with my clients that I really enjoy is that I do a 1-hour consultation. And that consultation is me finding out what they truly believe in, what they're truly passionate about, and how we can bring that to fruition so that they can enjoy themselves and live life to abundance only in their terms. So I welcome you to visit me, contact my website, or visit my page. And I look forward to connecting with you. And I hope these keys were something to be able to benefit you. Again, stretch your standards. Stretch your standards. You don't have nothing to prove to anyone. The only person that you have to raise your standards for is yourself and how you feel. Because if it makes you feel good, you're going to feel good from here, and it's going to resonate outward. Everyone's going to feel good around you, and you're going to enjoy the life that you live. Thank you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.